All right, without further ado, I'm passing the time to Prof. Quack. Over to you. Thank you.
NUS College is the Honours College of the National University of Singapore. And you must have heard about National University of Singapore from the earlier talks today. NUS is the oldest university in Singapore and has got lots of international partners. Yes, here you go. We have many international partners, more than 300 in over 40 countries, as well as different locations for our NUS overseas colleges, and we'll talk more about that later. Now, we are a very comprehensive university among the universities in Singapore. We offer more than 60 bachelor's degrees and more than 130 double concurrent and joint degrees. You may have heard that we are actually in the top 10. So we are top 10 in global employability, but also in the overall QS World Rankings. All right, now what is NUS College? Next slide, please. Next slide. NUS College is the Honours College of NUS, and what this means is that we are fully integrated into the system, but we also bring in students, high potential students from all over NUS to come together and learn together to have a particular curriculum with us that you will hear about today. Come, next slide. So here in NUS College, you are also a student in NUS. And NUS College is compatible with more than 60 majors from across NUS, and as well as access to second majors, minors, and electives as well. There is a PDF on our website that talks about that. On the right, you see listed there all the majors that are compatible with NUS College. And NUS College, being the Honours College, will be the one that admits students into our program, and we work together with our partner faculties, which are the degree-bearing faculties. So for some of you, if you are going to apply to NUS College, you have to go for an interview with us. And some of you might have to go for 2 interviews, one with us as well as one with the degree-bearing faculty as well. So what you will find here is that in NUS College, your peers represent more than 60 majors from across NUS, and that is sort of the essence of what makes us different from other faculties here in NUS. Next slide, please. So how it works in a nutshell is that you will take your courses for your major to get your degree, whether it is law, engineering, science, and so on. And then in NUS College, you take the maximum will be 14 courses, or some of you may take a little bit less, depending on what your degree is. And these courses typically in year 1 and year 2, but also all the way until year 4. So we are a 4-year program where we have not only the foundational courses with us, we also have a team project, which is a capstone project, as well as elective courses that are interdisciplinary. Next slide, please. So why do we have NUS College, the Honours College? Well, we are bringing together high potential students from across the university, and our vision is to have this community where our students are engaged to learn across boundaries and stretch one another to solve problems in the world that cannot be solved by one person alone or by one discipline alone. And you will hear again later that we say that we want to break open the classroom here in NUS College. Next slide, please. So the objectives of our curriculum, and indeed of our entire program, is to help our students become better problem solvers, to think critically. I think that's a big one. And not only that, it's not just about what's up here in your head, but also what's in there in your heart, to help our students to engage more with the community and work together and learn what it means to put in your effort to make a dent in a critical problem in the community. All right, next one. Yes, so in summary, there are here in NUS College right now represented 61 majors, 31 nationalities, and 210 feeder schools. So we do have a very diverse community. And besides being in the classroom, we also have a compulsory residential requirement for graduation so that you can also have learning take place in the corridors at night. And we also have professors who are staying on campus with our students. So if you think about NUS College, it's helpful to remember this slide. We are a sum of three parts. First, the formal curriculum. Second, the experiential learning. And third, community. So now I'm going to deep dive into the formal curriculum. And all in all, these three, they are meant to enhance your basic NUS degree. Next. So our formal curriculum is designed to share the competency aims of the NUS common curriculum. So NUS has a common curriculum that all our students in NUS need to take. But in NUS College, we offer courses that satisfy these competency aims, but slightly different. In terms of curriculum, we do have a larger emphasis on global orientation, as well as on focusing on long-lasting impact in the community. And of course, we also have what we call interdisciplinary learning, where we take different topics that don't seem to be connected at face value, but we help our students to make connections across them. Next. Yeah, next. Right. Okay, so this is an example in the pie chart. We have in NUS as a whole, we have about 38% time on our majors for all NUS students. And then the common curriculum that I talked about for NUS makes up 1/3 of all the courses that you need to take in NUS. And then finally, we have the light blue portion over there, which we call unrestricted electives. That's where you can take anything you want. You can even choose courses within there to do a minor or a second major. Now, this here is a pie chart for any NUS student. Now, in NUS College, you don't take any extra classes, but instead you replace the classes. So most of the common curriculum is replaced by the NUS College curriculum, and we also take a slight portion of the unrestricted electives. And the key difference between the NUS College curriculum and what is offered in the faculties are as follows. One, as I have mentioned, our courses are slightly different. We have a larger emphasis on global orientation. And secondly, the class sizes here are much smaller. So all our class sizes are between 20 to 25, even less for the writing class actually. And that means that the pedagogy that our faculty members will be using will be quite different from, let's say, if you take a similar content in the faculties, right? And not just that, in the classroom, you will have peers from different faculties. So you have peers in literature, peers in law, even engineering, business, and so on. So the idea is that we really hope that our students will be able to broaden their horizons through the discussion in and out of the classroom. All right, next. Okay, this is just an overview of the formal curriculum that we have, which you can see also on our website. I just want to give a shout out to a few things here. First, I just want to mention that the thinking with writing class that you see in critical competencies that our alumni actually rave about. It is a great class. That's the one that has 12 students per class. And it actually is an award-winning class and comes from one of our predecessors, the University Scholars Program. Then in light blue, the global orientation courses, they actually are the ones that I have said, I have a slightly more global perspective. And this stems from our predecessor, Yale NUS College. But it is co-created by, our current faculty members. Okay, next please. So this is what you have instead of a pie chart is in a bar chart format, and to illustrate a few examples. So the first one on top you see is a student who's doing a physics major with a minor in philosophy. By the way, I am a physics faculty member, and you are able to do that with NUS College as well. The second one is, suppose that you want to do a PhD in physics, you want to do more physics courses, then you use your unrestricted space for that. And still you can broaden your perspectives using the NUS College curriculum. The third one, a law major, to illustrate the difference, is that for law students, you have a slightly heavy, not maybe a substantially heavier major requirement. And for that reason, the NUS College curriculum is lesser. So this is just to illustrate that we do not overload our students, and we have very carefully planned the curriculum for different majors. Finally, for the last one, this is the double degree program that we have with Sean's Po, which requires application upon the time of admissions, which means now for you. And this is only relevant for 4 majors, as you can see: economics, history, political science, and sociology. The bar chart is slightly longer, but it is a 4-year program. 2 years in Sean's Po and 2 years in NUS. Let's invite Joseph up to give his sharing. Joseph, please.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Quek. All right, so hi everyone, I'm Joseph. I'm currently a Year 2 Business Analytics student under the School of Computing and concurrently enrolled in NUS College. I'm interested in photography and architecture, as you can tell with the slides, and I'm also an international student from Indonesia. So as today's, I will be covering my NUS College experience, opportunities beyond the classrooms, as well as community and student life. So I'll be sharing concurrently with what Prof. Quek is sharing. So I'll be talking about the academics first. So for my own NUS College experience, as Prof. Quek has said, our NUS College classes are relatively small sizes. And I think this is very important because it encourages a lot of collaboration across different disciplines. Now, for example, this is a module that I take, which is the thinking and writing that Prof. Quek have mentioned earlier. So in this module, we learn about spaces, places, and the human experience. It talks about different aspects of physical spaces, but also the more social aspect and sociological aspect of it. So what makes this class very interesting to me was not just the topic, but at the same time, it's also that the blends of students, because NUS College students in the class are made out of different faculty, comes from different faculty. So for example, I came from a computing, so I offer like a more analytical side of things, but also we have sociology students as well as political science students that offers different perspective to the topics that we discuss. So this kind of blend is something that is unique to NUS College because you can get not just focus on, you have a common topic, but the discussion can be broad-based. Yes. Apart from that, another part of our NUS College curriculum is the global pathways, especially this the global narratives class. This is a class where we explore different kind of narratives from different kind of different forms of narratives from comics, literatures, but also paintings and movies. So it has diversity in discussion. So why I put this class in particular is because I have a lot of good experience with the class, not just because I do like learning about the topics, but at the same time, it's also about the community that we foster. Because of the close size of the classes, we do keep in touch with our friends along even beyond the classroom. So as you can see below, both are taken like 1 semester apart, where we still gather together even after the class has was taken like a year before that. So that goes to show that how NUS College not just about studying, but also building communities that strengthen each other and help each other throughout our academic journey. Yes. Lastly, I want to talk, before that, I forgot about this. This is also actually one of our, as part of the global narratives module, one of our final projects is actually on how we interpret or like try to share what we learned through the class. And for this module, I actually created this movie barcode from the movie that we talked about called Happy Together. And And this is actually to showcase how to create this is actually I use my expertise and my skills from computing to actually analyze the movie and create this. And then I implemented my learning through the global narrative modules to actually explain it. So this to showcase that the NUS College curriculums doesn't really stand alone. Like it is something that you can collaborate with your own original, like your faculty, your degree-bearing faculty's skill set. Yeah. And lastly, I want to talk about the one module I take recently. It's called the Power of Storytelling Through Photography. And this is very interesting because not only I like photography, but it's also exposed me to different things that I didn't know before. This means that what we learn in NUS College is not just something, it may be something you have experienced before, but you can also learn it a deeper understanding in it. So this module is very interesting to me because it exposed me to not just the skills of taking photography, but also creating story through it. As part of our final project, we actually create this campaign about the underground music scenes in Singapore. And it was a very unique experience that if I didn't take this module, I wouldn't have the opportunity and the opportunity to actually explore this topic of mine. So the NUS College curriculum and academics, not just within the classroom, as the slogan says, it breaks open the classroom. It goes beyond and encourages students to actually explore more beyond just the academic requirements. Actually, before I get to that, I just want to clarify a few things. I think I missed out the part. There's a question actually on whether we can choose the module, the topics that we choose. Yes, I think for thinking with writing earlier or other modules in NUS College, there are different topics that you can choose from. And I think it's available on our website, so you can take a look on it. Now, going to the more experiential learning, it talks about there are opportunities beyond the classroom. So for me, I do take part in our Making Connection module, where we create a documentary of the Bajau Laut community in Sabah. So this is a very unique, and for me, it's very personal thing because I think when you sign up for the module, when you learn things or case studies in classroom, it tends to be you'll be referring to academic papers, you'll be reading research articles on a community or like about situation somewhere, not really with not something you experience directly. But it's very different when you have the opportunity to actually go there, to actually experience and to live with the community, to learn what is the challenges and what are kind of issues that they are facing. And I think this is a very special opportunity because even if you go to that place as a normal, like a tourist or just a visitor, you won't be able to have that sort of in-depth experience or get to know the community to that extent that you'll be able to learn what they are facing. And for this module, actually, our main deliverable is actually to create a documentary about the issues that the Bajau Laut community in Semporna, Sabah has experienced. So for this module, we went over there. I think we have about 12, me along with other 12 classmates went over there. And we spent about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks there, and to learn, to get to know, the community's struggles and challenges, to document and get to know their perspective of things. And I do learn a lot from this experience because not only learning on the issues that are taught in class, but also learning about things that life lessons, I guess, that you get when you interact with the community. And I think it is really, really a special experience for me because I do not think such experience can be achievable like unless when we have this level of connection and closely interact with the community. Apart from making connection, I also go to Sabah Semporna actually for my impact experience. As Prof. Quek have mentioned earlier, the impact experience program is part of programs in NUS College where we are able to we try to be an impact to the community that we visit. Now, I also go to Sabah, Sempona for my impact experience project, but of course it's not a compulsory that you have to go to the same place as the other module. So from my experience here, similar to the previous one, we get to know the challenges that the community face, and we try to come up with solution that is also try to come up with solution or like things that we can contribute in. Okay, something special about Impact Experience project is because it's a group project of composed of NUS College students, mainly NUS College students. We are made up of different faculties, right? So each of our members will be able to contribute different perspectives, different skill sets to solve a problem. As in many cases in real world, problems are not usually single discipline, unidiscipline. There is usually usually a requirement for multidisciplinary approach to solve a problem effectively. And so this is actually a great opportunity where different member of our groups will able to contribute different things. For example, members for my group are made of communications major, data science and computing majors, as well as law and business major. So all different faculties will be able to contribute different ideas on the table. Now, currently my group is still ideating our project, but I can show you a project that has been conducted in Sabah, Sempona Sabah, by the previous group, our previous seniors group. So one of the project is actually on trash collection, because as you can see, the Baca community is actually a nomadic community in Sempona, and they do live on water, like above the water, like their house is above water, and this cause a lot of trash to actually get trapped. Sometimes there's trash on the sea, it gets swept to the shores and tends to clog, and as they travel mostly with boats, it can be quite a trouble. So one of the groups actually devised a mechanism to block, like a seawall to block the trash from going to the community, and they actually work with a local NGO to actually help to clean up the trash that are collected from this barrier through the community. So that is one way. There are also groups tackling issues of solar energy to provide them with sustainable and also cheaper form of energy. At the same time, there's also firefighting measures for the community there, because their houses is quite close. So really, it's really something that you go there, experience it for yourself, and try to come up with things that you can contribute to the community. A very, very unique experience. Yeah. The community and student life in NUS College. So I think a few of the seniors have actually mentioned in the video, like there's interest groups and various other forms. So I'll be going through that in a bit. So for interest groups is a very interesting aspect of NUS College, is because unlike interest group is very informal in a sense that you can come anytime you want. It's not like CCAs, where like NUS CCAs where you are kind of have to go like a more regular thing, but interest groups is really something that you go because you're interested in the topics. So for example, I'm part of the NUSC productions, where we actually did a theater production, right, every year. So though I do have experience with the stage before, coming to interest group really brings it out more, because you get to learn with other people with various experiences with stage. I only have experience with technical stuff, but now it brings it to a lot new level by working with them. Apart from social cultural interest groups, we have a variety of interest groups from sports like badminton, chokeball, basketball, touch rugby, and many more. We also have more social cultural like productions, NUS confectionery, where you actually bake stuff, and then there are other interest groups as well that explore different kind of interests that you have. Yeah. So the thing about interest group is very ground up, in a sense that you can always start if you can find 5 other people who share the same interests as you can start a new IGs of yourself. It's just a very very community-centered activities and initiatives within the NUS College. Now, apart from interest groups, we also have the residential life. As mentioned, residential component is actually very much tied in to the NUS College experience because we have compulsory residential component. So you'll be staying with your peers in that enroll in NUS College. Now, this is a good experience in a sense that you'll be able to interact with people from variety of faculties, but then you also have these people who from various faculty enroll in similar classes in NUS College. So you have those kind of interaction, like hallway interaction, where you just can talk about the most random things there is, and talk about academics, talks about issues. You discuss something interesting during class in NUS College, but NUS College class, but you really want to explore more like on the engineering side, you can always find engineering student in your floor or like your neighborhood where you can share this. And I think that community is actually is a very unique, it's very special for me. Apart from that, the residential life is also a support system. So as you'll be staying within a neighborhood or floors, those will be the people who will support you through your academic journey in NUS College and NUS. The people taking similar modules will be able to support each other. There will be also events, like residential events, such as floor parties or floor exercises. There were cases where we go out for a hike, we have a supper together, and it's just create a vibrant and memorable experience living within the community. Yeah. So, and lastly, as I mentioned, residential life also provides support both academically, not really much academically, but more of like a more mental and like there will be residential assistant. In fact, I'm a residential assistant that will be able to help and it's basically a people you can approach to if you have any mental or like any issues that you want to talk to someone about, and you can always approach them. Apart from that, we also have variety of events. By variety, I mean variety of events, very a lot of events. First of all, there's a lot of music related events. We have concerts, we have small, big concerts in a lot of different places. In fact, on the top left corner, we have a Tiny Desk concert actually last week, where we actually have several of our student bands performing in not very common spaces within our college. So it's a very interesting experience. And yesterday there was actually another performance it's a more formal, so really variety. On the top right, we have a residential live event where we have a laser tag within our community, so you can come down with your floors, your friends, and just have fun, yeah, and de-stress from all the academic and all the other things. We also have start of sem and start of semester and end of semester dinners where we can gather back together as a floor community, have a dinner, watch some performance, and just be together as a community. And lastly, for those nature lovers, for all of you that likes nature, we also have a lot of nature trails. We go to a Coney Island, which is a island in Singapore, a small island in Singapore, where you'll be able to, we did a wildlife track where we go around and look out for wildlife in that island. Yeah. But apart from that, NUS College also really opens up a lot of opportunity for people to step up, for people to contribute back to the community, right? I am actually part of the management committee in NUS College Club, and there are also a lot of people who want to step and contribute back to the community. And I think this is also a very good culture within NUS College, where not only we experience the good benefit from the events, but also want to give back to the community. In fact, if you refer back to the previous events, a lot of the events are actually student initiated. So there's no there's no admin, like most of the events are really student initiated. So if you have any ideas for event, you can always find people who have similar passions, come up with the proposals, and execute it. It's really very student initiative friendly. And lastly, it's also about a part where we create bonds, friends, and memories. I think for me, the past past almost 1.5 years has been memorable, and I'll be able to go through the university life thanks to my friends, both in the present and the current floor, the previous floor, and variety of communities that we built here, the residential assistants, the houses. And they really is very important because they are there because your floors and your friends are there to support you, and we support each other as you go through the academic journey your academic journey in throughout the university. Yeah, so really something that has made the past 1.5 years of my life, and hopefully will continue to be so, and I'm quite confident it will stay so moving on forward. Yeah, that is all from me. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully it's helpful to shed some lights to the student perspective of the NUS College.